Nigerian case, we always have our constitution handed over to us by the masters. Right from independence, our first constitution, the Independence Constitution, was a product of order in council, British order in council. It was the British that wrote it, and they made an order, and it came into effect by the British order in council. The 1999 Constitution came into effect by Decree 24 of Abu Salam that made it. That's how it came to. The same thing with the 1979 Constitution. So there has never been a time that Nigerians have been consulted on what they want to be contained in their constitution. I give you a very good example in the America. I always cite America because America is more like the beacon of democracy in the world. In the case of the American Constitution, when about, I think 11 or so states have already signed, it was remaining Rhode Island refused to sign. The reason why they refused to sign is that they were saying that you cannot abolish slavery because slavery is a part of our economy. That you cannot be in charge of the currency. Currency should be localized. I should have my own currency. It shouldn't be one United States dollar. Those were the issues that were conversing. But eventually they were able to have a referendum, and then it was adopted, and then it became the constitution of the people of the United States. In the case of Nigeria, nobody consults anybody. Just like Senator Adeyeye was saying, we have 68 items on the exclusive list, including policing, which is a local affair. And then when you have just some few items in the concurrent list, and even those few items in the concurrent list, if you read it properly, find out that it's all been given to the exclusive list, because the center has power over them. So the point is that before you can say that the Constitution is a document of Nigerians, even though it's drafted by Constituent Assembly or by one person or by a few group of people, it has to be tabled to the Nigerian people for them to be able to say, okay, they will take it item by item. These 68 items in the exclusive list, should they be in the exclusive list? There needs to be a referendum.
You know, I'm glad that you're beginning to narrow down on the reasons why we might be getting this, the reference to the Constitution. Because some people will say, is it because the bandits are not reading the Constitution? That's why they're attacking Nigeria. But, that's on the side.
That's right.
They're wondering what the connection is, and I think that's what we need to talk about exclusive list and concurrent list. Because if you say that it's the problem lies with the Constitution, what exactly is the problem with the Constitution that is now affecting our security?
That is item 45 on the exclusive list. It talks about policing. Policing has to be exclusively a federal affair, but it can't work that way. Policing has to be a local affair. I am here now in this studio. I'm giving you this interview. My family is at home. I don't know what my kids are up to. I don't know what is going on in my house. So if I say that I will be in charge of the security of my house while I'm here, it won't work. I need to have somebody at home. My man needs to be on duty to be able to take care of local police. My family, the adults that are home, they need to be in charge to take care of security challenges that are local. That is what we're saying, that in the drafting of the Constitution, Nigerians ought to be consulted. Whether policing should be on the exclusive list or it should be on the concurrent list, Nigerians were never consulted. They just handed it over down to Nigerians.
But how does it really make a difference? I mean, yes, you have the police at the federal level. There's only one Inspector General of Police. But he's got DIGs, he's got state commissioners of police, he's got a number of, he's got people at different levels who are doing different jobs. In fact, we're not just about police right now, the police is supposed to be the primary victim for security, but we also have a number of other agencies that are now involved in providing security in Nigeria. You have the NNCDC, in some instances, even the military is involved in providing security. The DSS is there. And still, we still have these cases of insecurity going rife. Is that the Constitution's problem?
Yeah, that's the problem, because the security issue is not localized. I will still take you back to US again. If you look at the US, they have their own policing system. They have the local police. We have the county sheriff, who is in charge of the locality. You have the FBI, who is in charge of the national. We have the CIA. We have different. All of them have their jurisdictions and their powers spelled out to them. There are issues, there are crimes that are crossing across states. And it's a federal affair.
Insurance until you've heard this. Many people in the life insurance industry are absolutely
Now, the commissioner of police that posted
How are we sure?
Sorry, man. And that's why we
let's get clear. I mean,
you don't have the knowledge of the look at the issues where the band is high. So there's no way you can effectively put it
let's leave that. That is all the rhetorics you hear all the time when it comes to Nigeria. Mo kí wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé ẹ káàárọ̀ níbi tí Elédùmarè bá ti ní kẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. My name is Olami Koiki, and this is our morning section. Níbi tá a ti máa gbé ọ̀rọ̀ Nigeria wò when it comes to the Nigeria economy, a galloping economy. Many people will continue to tell you everything when it comes to Nigeria, but everybody knows it's all rhetorics. I'm going to give you a background of what I listened to between the Seun Kimbaloye, my friend, the brother, and the NLC president. They had a discussion yesterday. Just one point, Moni, good morning once again, my brother Ijaya. Let's listen to that. I'm going to play that from the speaker, but I'm going to run it from here. So it might not be sequenced. But let's listen from here. And then I'm not sure exactly at what minute, but let's listen from here.
And now, one or two issues are played out. The Senate promised to get back to us and resolve the matter within 1 week. Just this evening, we got a notice from them inviting us for a meeting tomorrow. On other issues, we are yet to get the modality on the restructured negotiating team, especially the government team, who has it and those that will lead the government team. That one is still pending. However, rising from our next meeting, we decided to take further action on the vexatious position of the Industrial Court and the Ministry of Justice to the Solicitor General that they are sending us letters about contempt. And then the neck of the NLC rose up, giving up to 14th of August for them to withdraw such a summon for contempt or face industrial action, real industrial action. But equally this afternoon, the Minister of Justice through the Solicitor General of the Federation sent a letter to us.
They continue to screen the ministerial nominees of President Bola Tinubu. The screening from the security, and tonight also we'll be hearing and getting updates. We want to know what is happening as far as the Nigerian Labour is concerned. The president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, will be talking to us and giving us updates on what is happening. I think we should just first and foremost deal with that matter and go back to the issue of the Senate and what happened today. Mr. President NLC joins us, Joe Ajero. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight. Give us an understanding of where we are at as far as the Labour federal government negotiation is concerned. You've suspended the protest and the strike action. So where are we at right now?
Well, thank you very much. Like you rightly pointed out, the protest was suspended after intervention of the National Assembly and the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And between that time and now, one or two issues have played out. The Senate promised to get back to us and resolve the matter within 1 week. Just this evening, we got a notice from them inviting us for a meeting tomorrow. On other issues, we are yet to get the modality on the restructured negotiating team, especially the government team, who has it and those that will lead the government team. That one is still pending. However, rising from our next meeting, we decided to take further action on the vexatious position of the Industrial Court and the Ministry of Justice to the Solicitor General that they are sending us letters about contempt, and then the neck of the NLC rose up, giving up to 14th of August for them to withdraw such a summon for contempt or face industrial action, real industrial action. But equally this afternoon, the Minister of Justice through the Solicitor General of the Federation sent a letter to us withdrawing that charge. So far, so good. That's where we are.
So, are you surprised that the contempt process was brought up against Labour?
Very surprised, because from my own understanding, and for any layman or even those that are experts, rally and protest are not the same thing as strike action. And if we allow the issue of rally and protest, civil protest, to be criminalized, that will be the end of this nation. And that was what happened in the case I've been referring to, the case of AMPP versus Nigerian police that involved Muhammadu Buhari. And the appeal court then ruled clearly that no court can equally rule out people's rally and the right of people to assemble and equally protest, whatever they don't agree, whatever that doesn't go down well with them. It's instructive for you to know that, immediately after the new PMS price was fixed, some people protested to the National Assembly saying they support it and that they will pay it. And for other people to protest and say they don't support it, and then you start to flag off, a contempt charge of them, is not how the country should behave. And if you watch almost on a daily basis, the Asari Dokobo group have been protesting along. Nobody has given them any contempt charge, and this one protested by Labour and other Nigerians at the civil society. I can't see how the industrial court, which is a specialized court on labor issues, will now try to, rule against Nigerians, and that would be an aberration. We are shocked, that someone came from them.
So legally speaking, Labour can no longer continue based on the order coming from the industrial court. Is that the case?
Again?
I'm saying that based on what you explained now and the contempt process that the federal government has brought before the industrial court, I'm saying that, but legally speaking, your hands are tied. Labour may not be able to go to the street or go on strike based on that process brought before the industrial court. Is that the case?
Well, if it is this current one, I just announced to you that the same Ministry of Justice have withdrawn it, based on our NEC, resolution, calling for its withdrawal. Now, the other one on issue of strike, the law is clear. When they brought the first one, we had the opportunity of obeying it or disregarding it, or we obeyed it. And then a date was fixed for it to be heard. And I think they avoided, hearing it. And if you look at it, when we talk of legally speaking, two parties were having issues, and so a party went to the court and they said status quo remains. However, the parties came back and had an MOU, they agreed. One starts to wonder what the court will be proceeding on. Within some weeks again, the party that went to court violated it. They didn't allow the status quo to remain. They went ahead and increased the price, the purpose for which the first action was intended, and then they went ahead, increased the price instead of remaining where they were as at the time the court met. And then the same court are now trying to charge the party, that has remained faithful to the court order, for contempt, for daring to go into protest. And I want anybody in Nigeria to tell me that rally, is not allowed either for labor union or any Nigerian, in line with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So that's the situation. Rally and protest with the labor movement in Nigeria will resist it with the last of their blood. to make it, to criminalize it, to allow anybody to criminalize it, to allow them to criminalize it is to...
All right, let's pause it there for now. Once again, mo kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ káàárọ̀ níbi tí ẹ bá ti ń gbọ́ wa. Koiki Media in 8/8/2023. So that's the 8th of August 2023. It's just coming up to 9:45 a.m. and the weather is quite windy outside. There's a lot of construction work going on within the vicinity, tidying up the road, preparing for the children as they'll be returning back to school in September. The buses are empty. Almost half of the country, or probably a quarter of the country, many people tijade what to see different places around the world. After working very hard, you go and take a short break and you come back. Nigeria economy and the government. I'm so fun gbogbo yan mo Yoruba te nbe nile that Bola Tinubu economy to fix Nigeria could work. But ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín, you are arguing that the economy will bounce back. Number one, Bola Tinubu will try to gag the media. I've seen that from Dele Alake, the man in charge of Tinubu media. We saw Bush play out Nigba campaign. The same Dele Alake was the one that wanted to push Rufai Oseni out of the Arise during the campaign. But that is not where we're going this morning. Into Movestor, the economy. The economy gone. What is the labor that is the last man hope. Bola Tinubu government is trying to suppress them. Ofe make sure was okay. But as you can hear from the president of the Labour, there is already a tension in the country. I've been telling you that Nigeria is going to explode by the same Nigerians, nothing to do with the self-determination now. Because hunger and the pressure will force you out of the street without labor or labor. Labor went out for one day and they pulled back because the government say àwọn abá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ kó ṣe sùúrù díẹ̀. Ìbéèrè tí à ń bi Labour nísìn fẹ́yìn tí hoping that the Nigerian Labour Congress and the TUC will be your last man to support you. During this presentation, I don't know exactly where, I'm trying to go to play another for 2-3 minutes less. While they had the meeting with Bola Tinubu, once of pé cut down the government. You have so many ministers. Lábẹ́ minister kankan, àwọn náà máa employ so many people. What Bola Tinubu said is good for the economy. But few Nigerians ló máa gbádùn government yìí. Few, very, very few. Just as Buhari, we saw that as well. We saw Buhari government was a caucus of few Nigerians, whether in the middle, as the elite, or the international companies or international partners. Àwọn ló gbádùn Nigeria for 8 years. Gbogbo ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín rí Nigeria gbádùn for 8 years. All you enjoy was the terrorism tí kò jẹ́ kẹ́ lọ sí farm, the economy tí kò jẹ́ kẹ́ lè set up business. All your businesses unfold up. During Buhari, I don't have the record and I don't have the data. But tabanika lọ wo ilẹ̀ Yoruba láti Kwara títí dé Sàlẹ̀. In 8 years, ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ businesses to fold up. Even as little as ẹni tó ń tajà ní ẹ̀gbẹ́ títì. Ǹjẹ́ a lè sọ pé for 8 years tí Buhari fi wà níbẹ̀, ǹjẹ́ a mọ iye business tó collapse? That is what they call the economy. Because for every businesses, you will try to save it. You will try to make sure that that business does not go into problem. I remember during the COVID in 2019 coming up to 2020, The UK government knew that that COVID was going to collapse as many of the smaller businesses, you know, the smaller businesses. They started releasing loan. But the loan will only be for any tó bá ti register ilé iṣẹ́ yẹn. 2 years, I believe, prior. I didn't get the loan because there was no need for it. But ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn gba loan yẹn, and I believe the same thing was happening in other countries as well. And I know American government also did the same thing. So, economy of Nigeria is already in galloping, is in real mess, because nígbà Buhari, 8 years, many businesses fold up. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó ń tajà tó ń gbé wá sí Nigeria, they could no longer do that business before Buhari left May 29. Now that Buhari has left, Buhari left a bad economy for Tinubu. Buhari fi economy to bad for Tinubu to manage. And he knew very well that Tinubu would not be able to do much. And the reason why Tinubu cannot do much is because when we talk about the present state of things in Nigeria, let's look at the outlook. Nigeria economy this morning. Every country around the world has its own stress. So Nigeria is also a country that has not saved enough money. Lano, program tano. I'm not talking about the late evening, I'm talking about the morning. We talked about Formula 1. Formula 1 pa $2.6 billion as their revenue. And their value at about 17.1 billion when you look at the value. But when we look at the revenue to wale from Formula 1 the last year, it goes up to almost 2.5 billion, up from $2.1 billion. That is just a sporting event. How do you kick an economy? Moke gbogbo en tẹ́tí wà lórí ètò. Lákùnrin lọ́mọdé lágbàlagbà. Báwo lẹ ṣe lè kick economy tó máa padà in line láti lè wá sọ fún ìwọ from wherever you are within Nigeria? It doesn't matter. Bó bá wà nílẹ̀ Igbo, bó wà ní Middle Belt, bó wà ní North, bó wà ní any part of Nigeria. Báwo ni economy yẹn ṣe fẹ́ make sure pé you are also part of Nigeria? How do you want to do that? Kí ni ìgbésẹ̀ tó fẹ́ ṣe? First and foremost, the government of the day must be prepared to sacrifice. But what we saw was, rather than sacrifice, we saw money moved out of Nigeria in large numbers, in large fold. We saw Abacha took out so much out of the same economy. Maybe he was saving it for the rainy days. But everybody now asking, kí ló dé tí Nigeria ò fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́? Ìdí tí Nigeria ò fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ ni pé because the economy of Nigeria has been destroyed for a very long time. And I'm just trying to pull out, more of what we know when it comes to Buhari. 5 billion is what we are told from Abacha money to kúrò nínú Nigeria. It could be more than that. It could have been even up to
here is my property
10 billion. But we know that Abacha took out so much that today there's likely that if care is not taken, as things are going right now, there might just be a coup in Nigeria, and everything might drop down. Gbogbo coup tá ṣe rí tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní every other part. But before that, let's come to this. I'm coming now.
in Abuja has ordered former President Olusegun Obasanjo, late Umaru Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan, and Muhammadu Buhari to give accounts of how they spent $5 billion Abacha loot. The court ordered.
Did you hear that? They are asking 3 presidents to account how the 5 billion of Abacha loot. When an organization called Formula One have a value of 2.5 billion revenue, do you know how many people are employed under the Formula One? So when Eyite Wanile tells argue pé Bola Tinubu economy is in place, ó ti lọ gbé àwọn experts wá, ó ti lọ gbé àwọn tó good wá, so that they can drive the economy of Nigeria. Let me tell you, that would be the same rhetorics that you heard under Buhari when the same Bola Tinubu, as part of the party member, because Bola Tinubu was part of the APC that brought Buhari in, that destroyed the economy so badly that some of you this morning, this is the plantain I was talking about yesterday. This is the plantain. 6 plantain cost me £3. £3 in Nigerian money this morning is equivalent to, give and take, let me cap it to 1,000. Momo, but wait until I see 1,150 naira as at yesterday. I don't know what it is this morning. But let's leave it at 1,000. That means I have bought 6 plantain for 3,000 naira. Ogede mefa has cost me 3,000 naira. Equivalent. But I am able to buy it because the UK economy can allow me to afford the money. Láti ra ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ yẹn. So ìbéèrè tẹ́ kí wọ́n wá béèrè ni pé kí ló ń fà á tí the same currency tí wọ́n ń lò ní Nigeria that we call the naira, why is that difficult for you to have the same naira in your hand, in your pocket, so that ìwọ náà lè ṣe kíni wàá lè náwó yẹn síta padà? Because what the UK wants me to do is, for every pound that I earn in the country, they want me to spend it back. They are not expecting me to send that money to you in Nigeria so that you can survive. This is why some of us outside are becoming weaker and weaker, because every blessed day, as of this morning, I have received requests of paracetamol to be sent home, Panadol to be sent home, and they were even requesting if I have a phone. So that shows that economy ẹ̀yin run in Nigeria does not give you the opportunity to have the same currency and then you can spend it back into the currency, into the country. So in terms of rather than have that money within the economy, they were pulling it out, just as we heard from that report that I was playing earlier. Let's go back again into it. I will rewind it again. The money that is meant to be funding the Nigerian economy is already out of that economy. That is the reason why I don't care how much this banana worth in UK, because UK does not grow plantain. UK can grow ogede. That means pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ import wọnú ìlú yìí, and it will cost double, if not 3 times, the price of the production of the ogede kó tó dé UK. If Nigeria economy was running perfectly, because I didn't know that while I was doing the video, I had somebody in Ilorin sent me a video of the price of ogede. I'm a bonita. Once again, good morning to everyone without mentioning names. So the UK is now worried that kílódé tí owó tèmi hàn ní UK èmi tún send ẹ lọ sí Nigeria. Why should I not save the money and give it to myself and make myself live a better and comfortable life, so that maybe even though this is a rented apartment, maybe I would have bought a house, maybe I would have lived in large, which is what the àwọn ọmọ Asian ṣe. Àwọn ọmọ Asian ò kì í send owó sílẹ̀ sílùú wọn. This is the difference between our Africa and àwọn ọmọ Asia tó ń gbé ní UK. Àwa fẹ́ save Nigeria by investing in Nigeria while they are not investing in Nigeria. Hardly lè máa rí ọmọ Asia tó invest lọ sílùú ẹ̀, because they don't see that economy for them to support, because already there's a government that should be supporting the people on the other side. Not that some of them are not doing it, but the large proportion of our Asian táwa ti pàdé nílùú yìí. Some of us are now regretting that kini wàhálà ta send millions of naira sílé, and those investments have worth nothing today. Àwọn ọmọ Asian ló máa rí tó máa drive the best car, because they don't care how much it costs to run that operation of that car. They are not sending the pounds back to their country. They spend the money here, and that's why they have big business. Ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń ṣe business nílùú yìí kò lè expand. Ẹ lọ sí gbogbo bí tí ọmọ Yorùbá ti ń tajà ní UK, hardly ló máa fi expand. I have been in this country for 25 years and I know what I'm talking about. Hardly lè máa fi ẹ lọ sí Dustin, the same shop tó wà yẹn náà ló wà láti the last 20 years. They have not expanded. They refuse to expand. Not that pé kò sí opportunity fún wọn láti expand, but they are also cutting corners by sending the pounds to ẹ̀kọ́ fi invest padà sílùú yìí. Wọ́n fẹ́ lọ invest sí Nigeria, and it has run them mad in the sense that ẹlòmíì ti wà ní hospital tá à ń tọ́jú ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nílùú yìí. I know of a woman that put every energy of her life sending goods back to Nigeria. I am not talking about 1 or 2 or 3 40-foot container. I am talking about 5 40-foot container as far back as 10 years ago. She has become weak. Agbára tó ní, strength tó ní níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn kò ní mọ́ nísìn, because she thought she was investing in that bloody bastard olórí burúkú economy that has now destroyed gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé láàárọ̀ yìí. And we are still telling people that you are investing in a wrong economy when we should have invested in an economy that would have saved and we can earn today. If I knew what I knew 15 years ago, I would not have sent £1 to Nigeria. I would never have sent one of my £1 to Nigeria. I would rather have even added £5 and saved that money in this country. It was a full regression that I made. By investing my £1 in Nigeria, that bastard economy that have now run mad, because as at the time that we were sending money to Nigeria, we thought that when it was still under 400, when it was still under 200, we thought that it would drop down. Àṣẹ olórí burúkú country yẹn, àṣẹ kò ní wá sísàlẹ̀. Àṣẹ olóṣì country olóṣì, country tó ti jóná, tí ayé ẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́, ó ti fẹ́ bà ayé gbogbo wa jẹ́. I am not investing any of my pound in Nigeria anymore. I don't know about you. That is your own bloody cup of tea if you want to invest in there. Because for every $1 or every £1, because that's the two money, don't run ní gbogbo àgbáyé, is either the pound or the dollar. For every dollar I invest in Nigeria, ni mo wo kankan padà jáde nínú ìlú yẹn. It has drained us dry. If that economy was good, while we were sending the money home, there were some bastard civilian politicians that sat on that money. Because apart from the crude oil money that were making money for Nigeria, the diaspora were investing heavily back home in billions of dollars. And every diaspora that invests, they end up dying or having stroke. If not, go around and ask the family of Owolabi. Do you know how much that man, Ẹ̀gbọ́n wa tí wọ́n pa ní Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ ní last year? Do you know how much he would have withdrawn from his own capital and more extra loan ní ibi tá ń pè ní America ó wá púlù bíi $60,000 ó púlẹ̀ jáde using his collateral as a house to withdraw money. Because when you have a house, you can take up to 40, 30, 60, depending on how good you are inside the country that you have been operating. And but we are now in the hope that this economy, with a government that has been there, whether the Olori Buruku Obasanjo, whether the Olori Buruku Yaradua, the Olori Buruku Jonathan, the Olori Buruku Sebaba, the Olori Buruku Emilokon, the Olori Buruku Nibuku, they are all bomb bastard. What they were doing was, Wanika survived by bringing back our hard-earned money into that Oloshi country. And today, everyone has now asked the question, why is this economy not bouncing back? When we are pushing effort, they were living large. They were living more than what they could not even afford for the job that some of us were doing outside the country. And I pity a lot of you that are still trying to invest in that Oloshi country. There's risk in investment, but the investment in Nigeria is not worth it anymore. Let me pull this out again. Something was sent to me. I'm sure some of you have been hearing about Panadol, Glasgow something. Something got to me. Hey, Kemiolu lawyer, please stay in touch. Yeah, definitely my sister. I love you so much. So let me see if I can find that. Somebody sent it to me. I hope I will be able to find it. Yeah, let's listen to this.
Yes, so the company behind McLean, Sensodyne, and Panadol are leaving Nigeria. They're exiting the country.
Did you hear that?
It's really sad because they've been in Nigeria for 51 years.
51 years!
Think about all the people that are going to lose their job as a result of this. Some people are probably be working with them for more than 20 years, so all of a sudden you are going to be jobless. And the reason they give for them ceasing the operation is that the foreign exchange has become so shaky, and also that their revenue is really declining. And
it's declining.
I mean, it's really so sad. It's really sad. And
the guy's crying.
I mean, I don't know.
Ojueti red.
I don't know.
Maybe he's working there.
Yes, so the company behind McLean, Sensodyne, and Panadol are leaving Nigeria. They're exiting the country. It's really sad because they've been in Nigeria for 51 years and now they're leaving. Think about all the people that are going to lose their job as a result of this. Some people are probably be working with them for more than 20 years, so all of a sudden you are going to be jobless. And the reason
you will be jobless. Majority of you, Tonisha, you will become more jobless. You know why? Because while the diaspora were funding the Nigerian economy, your bastard politicians, the Olori Buruku politicians from the southwest to the middle belt to the southeast, they were all using the fund like Ibori, either the state resources or the money coming through the wire of the diaspora. Ibori took out £100 million that will be confiscated here. They are still in court. They are all over the world using the Nigeria resources and the sweat of those diaspora to live a kind of a lifestyle that they are not meant to be living. So when we talk about the economy, which is the topic today, are you still thinking in just where the Nigerian economy will come back up? Oh, she feel the economy of Nigeria will bounce back with this bastard government that you think you have at the moment, with this government that is not taking you anywhere. You saw just the 8 years of the destroyed economy by the Olori Buruku, the sadist Buhari. This time around, you will see more of you chopping and killing each other. There was a video that I picked up again on Instagram yesterday. Ọmọ Yorùbá ni, kò ń ṣọmọ Igbo, kò ń ṣọmọ Hausa. Ọmọ Yorùbá that need help as an ex-girlfriend to somebody. This is what happened.
You are from where? I'm from Akure. What is your occupation? Occupation is I'm a football coach.
Football coach?
Yeah. Akure Sports Academy.
Akure? London State.
What happened between you and the deceased?
What happened between you and the deceased?
She told me that she need my help.
What help?
Because I've been helping her for a long time.
Okay.
Anytime she's in need of money.
She need money.
Be my ex.
Being an ex.
I asked her to come to my daddy's house.
And
the moment she got there, I offer Coke.
Mo ra Coke méjì.
I want to go and buy Coke.
Mo ra Coke méjì.
She don't even drink the Coke when she slum.
Oh, slum.
And my name is.
Oh, slum. Emma Binu, post Instagram, So we're just gonna let it go again. Emma Binu, we can't pause the Instagram. I'll let it run through, and then I'll do the analysis quickly on it.
You are from where?
You are from where?
I'm from Akure.
What is your occupation? Occupation,
I'm a football coach.
No man, football training coach.
Citibank College Sports.
Citibank College Sports Academy.
What happened between you and the deceased?
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹni tó kú? Ẹni ẹ ti kú. Ó pè mí níjọ́ Saturday.
She need my help.
Ó náà ò ní di ìrànlọ́wọ́.
Yes, I've been helping her for a long time.
Mo ti ràn lọ́wọ́ tipẹ́tipẹ́. Nígbà tó bá nílò owó.
Be my ex.
Nígbà tó jẹ́ pé a ti jọ bára wa sùn ọ̀rẹ́ ni wá. Ọ̀rẹ́ arábìnrin mi ni.
And the moment she got there.
Nígbà tó dé.
I offer Coke.
Mo lọ ra Coke méjì.
I want to go and buy Coke too.
Nígbà tó wá yá, ó kọ̀ ṣubú. Kò wá lè pe hospital. Kò lè pe ambulance.
And when she slept.
Nígbà tó wá ṣubú.
I was scared.
Àyùlé ìbàyàn lóòótọ̀.
And that's
wàá wá pè emergency.
After the decision.
Òun wá lọ gbomi gbóná.
What did the decision?
Ó domi gbóná lé lórí.
First, I was thinking I pour her hot water.
Ó lóun domi gbóná ẹni tó ti slum ó wá domi gbóná lé lórí.
With the hope that she will.
Bí omi gbóná yẹn máa tají nílẹ̀ Yorùbá.
With your knowledge as a coach.
Wọ́n bí.
I know that you are not.
Làákàyè ṣé omi gbóná náà máa ń dà lẹ́yìn tó ṣubú tó slum.
If somebody slum.
Tó bá tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé kí
ìdúró gbé. Normal thing to pour.
Ṣé omi gbóná lẹ́yìn kò dà lé lórí?
And first, I'll give her the cold water.
Ó ní mo ti kọ́ ọ̀dọ́ mi tútù lé lórí. Mo rò pé jìrì.
Yes, of course. I first give her cold water.
Economy.
Okay.
Health economy. Ondo state governor ó wà ní ibo ó wà ní Germany tó ń gba treatment.
No.
Is either yes or no.
No.
Okay. Apart from that one. Apart from that one, why did you tie the legs?
Kí ló wá sọ lẹ́sẹ̀ mọ́ fún?
Is that when the whole thing that happened.
Nígbà tí gbogbo nǹkan yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀. Àyà mi já.
I was very scared.
Okay. Ó wá sọ lẹ́sẹ̀.
I'm the one that tied the legs.
Ó wá sọ lẹ́sẹ̀.
I also cut it.
Ó wá lákùn ẹ̀. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ di dókítà nínú ilé. Ó yọ intestine arábìnrin yẹn ó yọ kúrò nínú kùn ẹ̀. Àyà yẹn sì dáná ní
orí. Why you scared?
Àyà yẹn sì dáná ní orí gbogbo tó ṣe yín.
Open the stomach.
Kí ló yọ
stomach?
Kí ló
yọ
the intestine kúrò
fún? To do what and why?
Láti fẹ́ fi ṣe kí
You
ni?
didn't cut any other part than the intestine and the private part.
Ó yọ abẹ́sàlẹ̀. Ó yọ intestine. Fẹ́ni tó ń scare.
So I can put it inside bag.
So wà lè fi sínú bag.
Somebody that's scared about somebody died, can that person open the stomach of somebody and remove the intestine?
Ní Àkúrẹ́,
I was very scared. I was perplexed.
I was scared and perplexed. Ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mẹ́yẹ bọ̀ lápò. Kí ni mo sọ fún yín? Ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mú ẹyẹ bọ̀ lápò. Did you hear that? It's because everybody is now desperate. Gbogbo yín wà desperate because the economy is biting. It's biting you bit by bit. Let's go again and listen to this. Mo ní sẹ́ The economy of Nigeria is about to bounce on every single one of you. While I received that video of Iyati Ontogede, some of you have watched it already on our timeline, but let's listen to it this morning again.
Yeah, you look at it, Mary. 500 naira Mary.
Ó ti pa fún ritual ni. Ìyẹn ti lọ. Minus one ẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ẹ máa bú Koikimedia.
Ó ti ń pọ́n lọ yìí. 400 lélẹ̀. Banana yìí kọ́. Banana mẹ́wàá yìí. 500 naira ní banana yìí. Wọ́n ní méjìlá ló wà ń bẹ̀ pé 500 naira lélẹ̀. Banana. Ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ ńlá yìí banana yìí. I mean, plantain yìí is 400 naira.
Okay.
Àwọn eléyìí náà kò díẹ̀ yìí.
Èmi dẹ̀ ra ayọ̀ kan ní ìṣirò 50p nílùú yìí. Okay? Hold on. Now let's go to the next video. Màá play audio tó bá wá. The next video, ọmọ Fúlàní ló ń ta ajá yìí. It does not matter as long as they are not at risk to you. Ara Fúlàní lẹni tó ń ta tòmátò yìí ní ìlú Ìlọrin. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àti sá kúrò nínú farm because we are scared. But àwọn ṣì ń tà. But there's an audio that came behind it. Àgbọ́díò yẹn ẹja kọ́kọ́ gbọ́ fídíò yìí.
Kíni.
Ó ń bojú. Kí ló ń bojú fún?
Èló ni gbogbo ẹ̀. Èló ni tọ́wọ́ gba wo 5,000 gbogbo ẹ̀. Àní 5,000 gbogbo ẹ̀. Ọmọ Fúlàní.
Ọmọ Fúlàní.
5,000 gbogbo ẹ̀
Fúlàní.
Mi gbà ń tà ìkílà wà wà ó mọ̀ mí. Ó tó gba 5,000 gbogbo ẹ̀ 5,000 gbogbo ẹ̀ 5,000.
Now, there's nothing wrong to have anybody selling what we cannot sell. But an audio that came with it is this.
Hello, Brother Koiki. Nílọrin area post office mo challenge Mọ́mọ́rábá. Mo ń sọ fún yín pé àwọn ọmọ Fúlàní yìí àwọn ni wọ́n ń ta tomato, ni wọ́n ń ta tàtàṣé, ni wọ́n ń ta ṣọ̀gún, ni wọ́n ń ta rodo nísìn. Wọ́n bá ti kó sínú apẹ̀rẹ̀ tàbí bàṣíà, wọ́n ń ta fún èèyàn ní 200, 500, ó dẹ̀ cheap dáadáa. Kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fẹ́ pààyàn ni pé àwọn èèyàn ti wá ti sápò inú ìgbẹ́. Àwọn obìnrin ọkùnrin wọn lè dáko tomato lọ títí mọ́. Wọ́n ti sápò àwọn Fúlàní ló wá ń dáko tomato. Náà ń dáko tomato kéékèèké náà ń dá gbogbo ẹ̀ nísìnyí. Wọ́n ń ta láàrin ìgboro, wọ́n ń rí káàkiri, wọn ò ta wàrà o. Wọn ò rí wàrà lórí wọn mọ́ o. Àwọn kéékèèké yẹn. So fọ́tò wọn rẹ rí yẹn, that's it o. Tàbá sọ wọ́n yẹn wá, wọ́n dákẹ́, wọ́n jìyà, wọ́n ṣe gbẹ pé àmọ̀ jìyà náà ni, àwa Yorùbá àmọ̀ jìyà, àmọ̀ wò wọ́n náà ni. Yàá jẹ ọmọ ẹlòmíì kú, that's it.
Did you hear that? Ṣé gbọ́n tó sọ? There's nothing wrong for any ethnic, because as long as we're still in Nigeria, you cannot control the immigration of people that are flogging into where we refuse to do. Just like the same thing when people say, hey, àwọn ọmọ Igbo ti gba Lagos, it's because you don't want to do it. You refuse to do it, they will do it and they will sell it to you and you have no other option than to buy. Àwọn àwọn tó ń ta ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ nílùú yìí. Nísìn láti rí láṣẹ àwọn Africans tó ń tà, but everybody knows the big player in the food industry in UK. Àwọn ọmọ Pakistan. I'm Asian. The Asian are the biggest exporter into this country to sell to me and you when it comes to the African food. Yàtọ̀ sáwọn tó ti ń bá wọn challenge ní sìn, people like the Olu. The Olu could not survive the bastard economy, so they have to move out of that nonsense Jagbajantis economy so that they can still be a player in the game. If not, Olu will have been destroyed by the bastard Nigerian economy. They had to run away from that economy. They had to literally move their resources if they want to survive and be in business in this country. I'm talking about Olu. I've told you about them. I know them very well and I've been with them. Yeah. No. Olu, as many of you knows. Ah, shit, they put it on Oleni. I think my wife has completed All right, I think we've run out of their palm oil. But everybody knows Olu. I work with them. I was also one of the ambassadors. I worked with them and I know how they operate. They would have destroyed Olu if Olu have not prepared a plan B around their businesses from Nigeria. Even àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ máa tajà fún wọn láti Nigeria wọ́n bá kó gbaná sí wọn lọ́wọ́. Just like so many of us. We saw it. Bí Yoruba ṣe ń gbé drug ni Igbo ń gbé drug. When you tell people to send you something, they will have something inside it. And then you will end up being in problem. That is why some people run away from the Nigerian businesses. They would rather invest their money inside the Asian so that they can make extra money. I wish that part of my 10,000 pounds, if that is all I've sent to Nigeria, I have invested it in this country. In 10 years now, Tobat and Fumini, every week, 5 pounds. Pay every week for your contribution of investing in, because there's nothing wrong in doing a business. In life, you will do a business and sometimes you lose out. And so, even if I have invested that 10,000 pounds 10 years ago, every week, for me 10 pounds. I wish I have put my money with Olu. But daddy, Egba, sir, 10,000 pounds, anytime, long time money, but after few months, or that KOIKIMEDIA 10 pounds every week. That means 40 pounds every month. I will be better off than having 40 pounds in Nigeria, which I thought was a good money 5 months ago. And that money has depreciated within how many weeks again? Do you know that for every 5 million naira you have in your account, you are losing that money? Because your own depreciate. That is the galloping economy. So a lot of us at home as well, you don't have to also live in UK. You were working hard. Economy low because when you don't have a full electricity as a welder, okay, tibani eba mi jokini, oh then you know, from there, eba bi no what that mu no lo I dey need the kini le ni mọ́tò yẹn gbọ́dọ̀ jó kí ló máa ṣe ìwọ òde ní owó láti lọ ra petrol, or even the petrol is not available, or the diesel, then they move the business to somebody else. That means you've lost out. And this is what is rotating in Yoruba land. So every day, every Yoruba is losing one business. Yoruba, every day, one business fold up. And that business could be at least able to see business in your face, see business to carry you. Even in media, every businesses in life, you will need at least 2 persons if you are really serious. At least 2 persons. Now think about how many businesses is folding up every day. That means 3 people in job are folding up. I'm sure bread is either they've reduced the staff or they fold up. No, ìwọ náà kò jáde láàárọ̀ nísìn ìwọ tó wà Nàìjíríà kò jáde kó wá wo àdúgbò ẹ pé ọmọ ìyá tó ń ta ìrẹsì yẹn bó ló wà kò lè afford ìrẹsì yẹn mọ́ because ó ń lose out lé lórí. And this is why we are saying to some of you that Nigeria is going to take you out very soon. Nigeria economy. Some of them are not in Nigeria. I'm not here to mock him, and I pray back that is lost, he will retract it. AY the comedian. Fire happened, is an accident, but was the fire service there in time in that eyebrow area that led to that destruction of the house? Also Instagram, also Twitter, also Facebook me. Bam! Do you know that it could have been one small problem that they could have? Look, in this house, no chances is taken, even if it's this. If the gas listen, I must call them because I'm not taking any chances. I don't leave that to prayer. George, gas, don't smell in this house. Gas, don't smell. If I see anything that is not right, It does not matter the smallest thing that we see. Even Tommy Iban dream, I must call them to come and rectify it because it's an hazard already in the house. Because money lost soon, listen, come in, overflowed, go sour, go down in the electrical, by electrical, something start. Before you know, there's a lot of danger in Nigeria. I pray that all is lost, he will get it back. At least, which is the most important thing. But every day, every blessed day, the Nigeria economy is affecting you on the ground just as it's affecting us outside. Just as it's affecting big player, is affecting small, medium scale player. In this country, I can see, my street. If I wait for 10 minutes, I've seen a white van. That is the economy of UK. The white van, these are the real engine room of this country. Apart from those that are in different sectors that are operating as well. And the UK, as we know, they've been a good economy for a very long time, but they are using other country to continue to fund their own economy. And this morning, some of you doesn't seem to be getting the message. We don't hate your politicians, but the same politicians, I go back again to Abacha, the same politicians have dragged every one of us in the mud. Because where is the 5 billion? Let's listen again before we start. Let's listen again.
A federal high court sitting in Abuja has ordered former President Olusegun Obasanjo, late Umaru Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan, and Muhammadu Buhari to give account of how they spent $5 billion Abacha loot.
Where is the
The court ordered the government of President Bola Tinubu to disclose the exact amount of money stolen by General Sani Abacha from Nigeria and the total amount of the Abacha loot recovered and all agreements signed on same by the governments of former Presidents Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, Jonathan, and Buhari. Justice James Kolawole Omotosho delivered the judgment following a Freedom of Information suit brought by.
These are the four faces. Tinubu just joined them, so we cannot add Tinubu to it. But is Tinubu going to tell us how 5 billion of Nigerian money moved out of that economy? I can classify myself as a layman, probably a middle class in UK. The UK does not expect me to be working hard, earning pounds, depending on the skills to ban in Louis. I read Dikpo, that guy, says, depending on where you want to be in this country, if you want to be below and be earning £5, I think it's £7 minimum wage now, or £8, I don't know, probably about £7. That's where you want. But if you want to scale up, you go and study a little bit more, or you go and do apprentice, or you go and do training, or you go into business. But a lot of us wants to go into business because we see Nigeria as a market to bring stuff here, but eventually that market has failed us. Nigeria, because it's our country. It's our country, whether we like it or not. It's our country. Okay, it's £10.50. If you look at the pen with the job, some people are earning good money depending on your skills, depending on how long you have even spent in the job. Elomi to alenu share for 10 years, 15 years, Elomi 4 years, Elomi share bere life. And some of us, like we are, I have worked in this country for more than 10 years in the hospitality industry. Kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ nínú hospitality industry that I cannot. I've worked in the Tottenham Stadium as a butler, as a silver service, as a waiter, as a wine waiter. So it all depends on what you want to do in life. We are not saying that there are people that are still not working in Nigeria, but the percentage is very low. Many of you are becoming graduate without a job. It's because the economy was not designed to bring in the revolution of industry, even just to be planting ogede, and then we can export it. And when I ask that, some of you think that we are only here and we are angry with you, we are upset with you. No. How should I be working in UK and be sending Panadol to Nigeria and ibuprofen so that people can have a better... You can buy it there if you're making good money. And if it is also not the fake brought by the Igbos, because that's what people will say. But if we have the economy that is working and the system that is there, like the late Dora, the late woman that died, the Igbos will not bring the fake drugs. And the Yoruba will not be doing fraud. Be removing some, because it's both of us. Because every time you will point to that particular ethnic group, but you forgot that inside your own, there's another problem as well. Say, Omo Igbo lo ge ikun eyan ninu ile. I mean, he actually turned his house into an Dora Akiloye. Thank you so much. He actually turned his house. The guy that we listened to earlier on also inule, also the theater room. We know that people do different shady business in this country as well. There's so much crime in this country that will never be resolved in the next 40, 50, 60 years. Because crime, people always look, the amount of fraud that takes place in UK is unbelievable, but insurance covers it. For everything that we buy in this house, we make sure that we put insurance on it. So this machine in this house, this stuff in this house, this laptop, we put insurance, especially so that in case when we have children and they just pour water on it. So what we are saying is that the Nigerian economy that you are thinking is going to bounce back during this tenure of Bola Tinubu, you are wasting your time. It is never going to bounce back. But one thing is, people want to take advantage of Nigeria economy. Who are these people now? Every one of us know them. They are now the big corporation. Big gigantic corporation. Mungbo Moluka Lano. Before I slept about 1 o'clock, if not almost 2 o'clock. I think before 2. Omoluka and Mogogbenyi. And I was hearing Omoluka saying, even Rwanda cannot give us visa. Rwanda refused to give Nigeria visa. I know South Africa doesn't want to give us visa. We know because some of us have destroyed it. And when I say some of us, it's not just the Igbos, even the Yorubas. I know Dubai is running everybody mad to go out of their country. It's because Ayomo Yoruba, Egbe cultism. How can you take cultism and drop it inside Dubai? We saw people with... I've never seen anything of such before in this country. In Dubai, we saw people with cutlass. They turn it to their local government area where they do that nonsense. I've been in this country for 25 years. I've never raised my fist like this to punch somebody. And I'm not joking. Because I know the consequence of that. I've never... And anywhere where I did, where did they start that nonsense, I know that these are the people and I walk away. I've never raised my fist in 25 years living in this country. Because the person where you want hit, he gets some medical problem where he the nurse. Everybody where they go on the street, until you open their top like this and you see inside, you will not say, hey, na machine, it take move. Gele gele. And that was the first thing I was told when I got to this country by my mom. Not everybody walking on the street is fit. And if you hit somebody and they fall and they die, forget it, you will spend some time in the prison. And imagine somebody walked into somebody's house. Okay, let's even agree that The woman that went into that house, by accident in it, let's just accept the accident in it. What it should have done is call the ambulance. But even Akeredolu in Ondo State is in Germany. So where is he going to call the ambulance? No, look, accident can happen. Anybody can come and say, the first thing I'll do, I'll call the ambulance. And the ambulance has the care of duty to be in this house in less than 7 minutes. If I told them that the person is dying, they will first send the first biker to be here in under 4 minutes with the motorbike. And while that one is here, another ambulance is coming because they see it as an emergency. That means there's a care of duty. So rather, this man, this Odi Babalawo Sinule, he started dissecting the woman. Oh, your isale, oh, your intestine, and he's still freaking. That is the Nigeria today. Do we say that is the economy of Nigeria that pushed him there? We saw the other guy. I'm still looking for the video. I'll find it later. Maybe in the afternoon when you're doing our program. The guy that does Uber or something in Lagos, and he said because of fuel subsidy, it is the economy that is taking us backwards. I know some of you disagree with us, but no problem. Look, in my house, this is rice. Maybe you don't know. This is rice. Rice, the one, look at. Can you see? This is rice inside there that my wife bought. Sorry. This is rice. Smells very nice. This is rice. Gari wa nbe. Dodo niyen. So, tí bá decide pé kí ni mo fẹ́ jẹ láàárọ̀ yìí. Oda, ìyàwó mi ti lọ sí ibi iṣẹ́. Kí ló wà no fridge? There will be always something. This is not cheap as well. This cost me £9. Mo ṣe rà ni. But we have the money to buy it. How many of you can afford all these things in that context of your own economy? At least at average, even Ororo nisin, chebinu sachet letting Ororo, because they saw it as a revenue for those companies, but for you, you are under the abject poverty. Instead to malora 5 kiloliter in 5 liter, or lora sachet, lora sachet, wa dieni, wa tusinu, fry pan. And as we say, the economy is biting. We're going to wind down now because I think we're going to start radio. Right there, you can see 15 eggs, 12 eggs. I tell you for what 15 they lay, 12 the one okay. That means I have 27 eggs in the house. So I can decide what to eat. But why are we telling you all this? It's because the economy to run in Nigeria was destroyed internally by people that doesn't want the indigenous people to go further. I understand some of you doesn't want to accept the truth. It's okay. We pray for Bola Tinubu to succeed, to make Nigeria to break faster than we want. But thinking that Bola Tinubu will revive the Nigerian economy, you must be living in a real denial. From the Twitter space to the MixLR to the Facebook to the YouTube to the Instagram to the TikTok, I am not your problem. I am just here to lecture you. And in a lecture room, you can be a bastard. Do you think that everybody that goes to school at university, they come out well? No, they don't, because they don't listen to the lecturer. And you can end up saying that they will succeed in life, but they will first suffer. And that is exactly what some of you will do. Continue to point finger at me. I am 6,000 kilometers away from Nigeria. I would think every day before I invest my next £1 in that bastard economy, because that economy is not worth it. I would rather now think inward in this country, where I will think of, even if it's to take the risk. If anybody comes and say, Koiki, show me £100 to invest in the next 6 months, Mama find £33, my £100 here. Rather than send that £100 that will only give me 100,000 naira, and that 100,000 cannot buy me 2 bags of rice, or 1 bag of rice, 1 bag of ewa, 1 bag of gari. It cannot buy it. So for every £100 that we send home this morning, it gives us 100,000 naira. But the economy is so squeezed that it doesn't get to anywhere. I wish you the best of luck, as we will be here telling you the Yoruba nation. You might not think about it, but the economy of Nigeria, you will think about it every day. Because for every day you wake up, you are looking for money. You know that you are not working. You are driving kekepe, you are driving it every day. You are driving Okada. You are going to work, but you are not making enough to succeed. Some of you continue to sleep with girls. Some of you are trying to do more crime. We are also tightening the belt here. Not me, the British government and the Western world. As you want to do yahoo yahoo, they are tightening the belt because they know that the fraudsters in Nigeria wants to defraud as many of us outside. For every time I want to buy something on my phone now, the apps notify me and say, do you want to approve it? I look at it and say, no, this is something from Nigeria. I just say, no, it's not me. Though some people are still falling into that trap, especially the older generation. But the new generation, even if you want to defraud them, they will defraud you as well. So Tobarope, the fraud is what you want to do. Think of it very well. This generation, you will not be able to defraud our children. They are very smart, they are intelligent. Yesterday I sat down before I go, and I was looking at my boy, my young boy, Omodua, and the internet in the house flipped. I didn't know how he thought about it. He said, Dad, can you fix the internet? I said, no, I can't fix it. He said, but we can check it on the we can check it on YouTube. Wallah, he went on the YouTube and typed in how to fix the internet, and he brought it. I was surprised. You will not defraud those kind of children. If you want to defraud them, they will defraud you as well. Layman defraud the people who are in their 60s. Come and post savings in for fake. You want to marry somebody, they will send money. All that will stop because technology is getting more advanced. One thing is, Nigeria is already RIP. Whether you like it or not, it needs to be buried so that we can all have a better future as Yoruba people, as Hausa people, as the indigenous people. My name is Olami Koiki, and as I'm going to play you the last 5 minutes again, I'll be making sure that we put this in your ears that Babakitoye told us. He and others tried to fix Nigeria, but the bastard country was not fixable. And that is the reason why we are saying today, Nigeria cannot be fixed. Listen to this, and after this, I'm going to close the broadcast. Thank you so much.
And our dictum was, free education is education is the legitimate legacy of every Nigerian child. Our legislators, senators, between Latin North, Professor, I'm a Baba Awolowo. Only strong desire láti shake country yìí dáa kó gún ẹgbẹgbẹ kó di olówó kó di prosperous country, powerful country in the world. Only strong, honest desire, sincere desire láti ṣe. A mọ̀ pé ó ní ability láti ṣe. A dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ó wá ní àwọn ọmọ kan school soldier, àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ tí gbogbo wọn worship ẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé nǹkan tó bá ní ká ṣe fún Nàìjíríà wọ́n á ṣe. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ iṣẹ́ amọ̀yé amọ̀wọ́ ìwọ Professor Akintoye tá à ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ ya mọ̀ ẹ́. So a mọ̀ pé bàbá yín lè ṣe ó lè build Nigeria into a powerful rich country in the world, but we don't want it. In February 1982, mo wá lọ bá bàbá, mo kúrò ní Senate láàárọ̀, mo lọ bá bàbá. Mo ní bàbá wa o. Ṣé ẹ ṣúọ̀ bí mo ṣe ń wọlé ní bàbá rójú mi pé ojú mi ò dán bá yé not looking good, money I don't feel good, sir. Bàbá wa, ṣé a ṣúọ̀ pé nǹkan tá à ń ṣe wọ̀nyí mọ́gbọ́n wá? We are fighting to build a country. A major part of the country said, we don't want the country to be built. We don't want it. We will not let you. And we will never give your father a chance to do it. máa tẹ́ra wa mọ́ wọn ká láà ń ṣe bàbá wa ní Bánjí wá jókòó sórí sẹ́tìtì wá jókòó sọ́dọ̀ mi pé mo fẹ́ bá a sọ̀rọ̀ kan wọn á ní gbọ́ Bánjí ọmọdé ni ẹ ọmọdé ò ní ṣàìṣe ọmọdé òótọ́ you are a brilliant intellectual professor and so on but you are a child. There is something that you are omitting, and that's because you are a child. What you are omitting is that every human being loves good things and wants good things for themselves. If they don't want it today, they might want it tomorrow. Therefore, we must keep making those good things available to everybody. Okay, Baba. Okay, Baba. That's our father. But by 2006, we come to the conclusion, no, they build in Nigeria. In 2000, I'm only 2000. In 1987, Baba, Oku, àwọn leaders in Fulani were sending condolence messages. He was all condole àwọn Yoruba or pé wọ́n lose bàbá wọn, wọ́n lose leader wọn. Onishifaula loved these people very much, and he did a great deal of things for them. He gave them free education and therefore raised them above all the other peoples of Nigeria. Then here, if we had allowed him to be elected president of Nigeria, he would have done the same thing for all of Nigeria. But we don't want it. If we had allowed him to be elected president of Nigeria, he would have done the same things for all of Nigeria. But we don't want those things. They still don't want them today. And so the answer is that we must get out. I took my decision that Nigeria, that Yoruba nation does no longer belong to Nigeria in 2014. A large number of us gathered in a very powerful intellectual meeting took that decision. So,
and that is how far we can go this morning. Thank you so much. Iṣẹ́ wà fúnlẹ̀ wá orílẹ̀-èdè. Kàgbéga. Ìgbàgbọ́. Kàtìbẹ̀rù. Kàṣiṣẹ́. Ìṣọ̀kan. Yíkẹjẹ́. Tẹ̀síwájú. Ọ̀pọ̀ ire. Àtòwú. Ọmọ Odùduwà. Bọ̀sì ipò. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀. Thank you so much once again, Sister Ellie. Thank you, and the rest of you, Yawa Molara, Yabo Ajala, and those of you on Instagram on the MixLR. I'll be on the Star Radio. Let me go and set that up so that we can all enjoy the news update from Nigeria. Have a very good morning. Bye for now. Thank you so much, Leslie, all the way from Australia, and the rest of you on the Instagram. Bye for now.